What's up? For all you so-called black people out there, all those black diasporas, so-called black diasporas of the world, this Chug Rock, what I want to talk about today is a topic about black on black violence. You know what I'm saying? How obviously it needs to stop, but you know, when it should be black on black violence. You know what I'm saying? You know, people don't talk about this. I ain't never heard nobody talk about this because it's a time for everything. Just like the Bible says, a time for everything. This is, you know what I'm saying? Seasons for everything. Just like the seasons. You know, you got winter, fall, spring, summer. You hear me? So we gonna talk about this. You know, this is gonna be interesting. You hear me? You know, not only black on black crime is wrong nowadays, I'm going to tell y'all when it needs to occur and when it needs to not occur. You know what I'm saying? Let's get started. Black on black violence, right? You see, you know, all these youngsters want to carry guns, want to be hoodlums, you know, around in the hoods, ghettos, whatever, you know. I see it, you know what I'm saying? I be seeing youngsters be tone iron here and there, rarely, but you know, I see it, you know, thinking they all tough. They can't get killed, you know, can't nobody touch them, you know, they indestructible. But they don't know when to use that violence, use that gun for a person. They think, oh, they supposed to use their gun for any little thing because they ran into somebody that cussed them out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a rival from another set of a neighborhood, another set of a ghetto that they got beef with. They in a gang or something, or they just don't like their set. You know, they want to kill that person. Either that person disrespected them in their own hood, from their own hood, or somebody that went of their hood that they don't like. They don't supposed to be over there. They think according to their set, you know what I'm saying? You know, you know what I'm saying? They think they can just kill that guy, you know what I'm saying? Because that guy stepped foot in that neighborhood, you know, minding their own business, don't know what's going on, or maybe they do know what's going on. That's justifiable killing. And I can tell you, no, it's not justifiable killing. It's unrighteous. You know what I'm saying? You know, for one thing, you know, you're killing your brother for stupidity. That, you know, you know what I'm saying, ain't gonna turn out right because that person 9 times out of 10 got somebody that'll kill for them. You heard me? Now your life ended, and it's a cycle. So ain't nothing good coming out of it. That's an X right there. You know? Or another example. I might can give y'all a few more examples. You know what I'm saying? What's you know the reason to not kill a black person should not be killing another black person, male or female, it don't matter, right? Say for instance, you know, you hear me? You got a homeboy, right? You don't like this person. Y'all beefing. Your homeboy's a known stepper, a hitman. He shouldn't be a hitman. No black man should be a hitman. You know, for to kill their own people. You get your homeboy to clap this. You get one of or some of your homeboys. It don't have to be that one friend. It could be any other friend, any other them. You get one of them to clap this dude, or get a bunch of them to clap this one dude you don't like that you beefing with, boom, he out the picture. You know, that's unjustifiable. Because for one thing, you know, you got somebody else to do your dirty work. You know, and you got hatred towards your heart. You know, if you did that, you'll kill him. You'll wanna you'll do it yourself. If you'll get somebody that you'll do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you had a chance. So, you know, and not only that, the person you that's a friend to that person, you wrong too. Or y'all multiple of y'all, if y'all sign up to do that, y'all wrong too. You know, that's unnecessary black on black crime. That's the unnecessary black on black crime. I may can get another one though. You know, say for instance, you know, yeah, somebody killed your enemy killed your friend, you know, or your family, some of your family or your family. You go take that person friend out, or kin, you know, blood. That's wrong. That's unrighteous violence. You supposed to take that man out. You supposed to look for you supposed to go for that man. You supposed to take your man out. That's you know what I'm saying? You know, for one thing, though, that friend ain't had nothing to do with it. Because just because that person killed your friend, you don't go kill his or her friend. You know, knock them off, or one of his family, just because he knocked one of your family off. You know what I'm saying? That's unjustifiable black on black crime. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got nothing to do with it. You know, you supposed to be a better person than that. You supposed to go after him, not be ruthless like him. Now both of y'all gonna go to jail. Both of y'all probably gonna do a life sentence or a long sentence. You heard me? So I don't believe in that. You know what I'm saying? That's unrighteous. But what it is, right? Let's get to the way it's supposed to be. When to commit black on black crime. You know, it's simple. Say, Finch, you know, you walking with your homie, right? You know, somebody mistaking your homie for an enemy, and you got your strap on you, you got your gun on you, it's legal. Let's say it's legal. It's registered in your name. You're a good guy. You don't got a bad criminal background. Boom. That person knocked off your homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe one of your family, maybe your cousin. You know what I'm saying? Somebody. You get your strap. Boom, boom, boom. You bust that person up. You know what I'm saying? That will be justifiable. You know what I'm saying? I see that as justifiable because, you know, for one thing, they was harming somebody you love, especially if your family. They harm somebody that you love, and you know what I'm saying? So why not do that? You know, that's justifiable. That's righteous. A righteous black on black crime. There will be a righteous murder. There will be a righteous homicide. You know, they ain't had no business harming you. You know what I'm saying? That innocent person. You know? You heard me? So, another, you know what I'm saying? Let's see. Somebody trying to rape your daughter, your mama, something like that. You walk on them. He's slapping your mama up, you heard me? Yeah, and you pistol whoop them or even shoot them. You know, he didn't have to be dead, you know what I'm saying? or maybe you kill them in the process. There will be justifiable black on black crime because that person ain't got no business raping someone you love, you know what I'm saying? In your family, in your family, you know what I'm saying? You hear me? You hear me? You know, so you ain't got no business doing that. So you got a right to commit a crime, not a crime, but I shouldn't even say crime. I don't know why I'm using crime. But black on black violence, you know. You hear me? It's a righteous black on black violence if you caught them in that act and you do something to them. You heard me? It's justifiable. You heard me? You shouldn't get in trouble for that. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? Let me try to give y'all another one. You know, somebody like talking shit towards you. It may be your enemy, you know, that you had a fight with years ago or so, or so, not previously. Y'all probably had many fights back in the day. Probably had many fights recently. That person is steady, or you just met this person. This person talking shit to you, mistaking you for somebody else, or maybe that person just don't like you, or something about you they don't like, and they talk shit to you from a distance, you know, and they threaten you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I come near you, I'ma shoot you, or they already said that. You know what I'm saying? You know, they run up on you or walk on you. You got your strap. They got a weapon. They got a gun or something. Or that person is gonna try to beat your ass. You know, with their hands. You know, you got a right to defend yourself and get violent with them and hurt them. If they got a gun, you can shoot them and possibly kill them. If they just trying to use their fists to be violent, to try to hurt you, leave a mark and try to leave you bloody, you got a right to bloody them before they try to bloody you, or you know, have a scuffle. You know, it can be both y'all rumbling and getting brutally battered. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. So, that's a justifiable black on black violence. You know what I'm saying? The stuff that these youngsters and people, these older people wanna say is justifiable in their mind is not justifiable. It's not righteous, not conscious. It's dumb. You know, those are the perfect example to have black on black violence. You know what I'm saying? The first example is not when to be violent. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessary. It's stupidity. You know what I'm saying? It has no sense. And that's how this society is. This is how the black society is. Black people in society is, you know, nowadays. You know what I'm saying? With these youngsters and the generation that's coming up, time and time again. You hear me? You know, it ain't getting no better. If anything, it's getting worse. You know what I'm saying? With these people, with my race of people, with our race of people, if you're a so-called black person, anywhere, you know, all this thuggery, all this gangstifiedness, it needs to stop because it ain't right. It ain't righteous. You know what I'm saying? Violence is righteous when it's used righteous. You know what I'm saying? You know, violence can be good and violence can be evil. But the black race want to use violence for evil. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can talk to, you say some smack, person get into an argument, and that person want to kill, that black person want to kill that black person. Or they both want to kill each other over an argument instead of defusing the shit. You know what I'm saying? You heard me? Nobody wants to be the bigger man. Nobody wants to be the bigger woman. Everybody want to argue over some little shit somebody said. You know, a little altercation. They want to grab their gun and go shoot somebody and kill them because they had a little altercation or fight easily. You know what I'm saying? We should be slow to anger. You know, we should be slow to anger. Like the Christians said, be Christ-like. We should be righteous-like. You know what I'm saying? You know, just like the Christians be saying, and the Muslims be like Jesus, you know, and stuff like that. We should be righteous. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? Amongst each other. You know what I'm saying? We should be righteous amongst each other. We should try to be clean, not dirty. You know what I'm saying? When we quit picking up criminal shit and running with this thug-like mentality, this gangster mentality that we supposed to be hardcore 24/7 about any little thing, that ain't good. It's not healthy for the black race. The black race will never be healed if it's not teaching our kids righteousness and starting righteousness to our people. You know, teaching the Bible right, any kind of book, I don't care if the Quran, having our people picking up books to get wisdom from it, you know what I'm saying, researching things to get smart. The black race will never be healed. Our race will stay sick forever. You know, if this method, what I'm saying, is not implemented. To know the difference between when to be violent in your race and when not to be violent in your race. You know, if we don't install it into our people brain, and they don't have it in their spirit, the black race will always be what it is. Shit. You know what I'm saying? Shitty. Ain't about shit. You hear me? The black race ain't about shit now. If we can do that and install our culture inside of us, you know, we will be better people. You know, we will be better. Our race will be better. If many men would speak up and say what I say, our race will be better. Like for real. Our race will be billion times better than what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's time for righteousness to come. You know what I'm saying? Unrighteousness is overrated. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to live for the devil. I don't want the devil to take my soul, you know, away from the kingdom of heaven. You know what I'm saying? I don't want the devil to take my spirit, and I don't want to sell my soul, spirit to the devil. I don't want to sell my soul to the devil. You know? I don't want to do that. I want to have the same soul, spirit that I've been having. You know what I'm saying? All these years. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to stay good into death. I'm going to stay a righteous so-called black man to death. You know? I'm a good African man. You know? And I'm going to stay that way. Any woman take me, they lucky. You know? Because I'm going to start at righteous Africanism inside of them. You know? Instead of this bad African shit. You know what I'm saying? That our people picked up. Tupac. Come on, this thug life mentality shit. Misleading our people in the wrong direction. Being a fake Messiah person. You know? Being a fake Messiah person. You heard me? Being a fake revolutionary person. You heard me? A false revolutionary person. Whenever you're talking thug life, and you know what I'm saying, and busting your guns at the laws, and you know all this crazy stuff, and going along with the Tupac stuff like that, you're not conscious. You're not a revolutionary. When you talking gangster music, you know, talking about you a thug, a gangster, like Tupac, you're not conscious. Tupac was not a conscious rapper. You know, You heard me? You know? So cut it out, man. This thug life and negative shit is overrated. It's overrated. Let it go, black people. Let it go.